Welcome students to yet another teaching module. In this video, we will continue with the topic Introduction to Economics. In the last topic, we learned about economics, the branches of economics, microeconomics and macroeconomics. We learned about scarcity and the problem of choice, and we learned about the three central problems of an economy. I will continue with that topic. And to do so, let us go to the next slide. You have before you an example that I want to work with to introduce the subtopic of the day. You see a caption here, more bread or more cake. Well, in my example, we have a factory that can produce cakes as well as bread. The factory has a fixed amount of resources are given, and the aim of the producer or the factory would be to utilize these resources fully. There should be no wastage of resources. So either the factory can use all of its resources and produce only bread, or the factory can use all its resources in the production of cakes, or the factory can produce various combinations of bread as well as cakes. If the factory wants to produce more bread, then the factory will obviously have to produce less amount of cakes because the resources they are working with remain the same. Alternatively, if the factory wants to produce more cakes, then the factory has less resources left for the production of bread. So the producer will produce lesser bread. It is the same for every economy. In every economy, there are fixed amount of resources and every country wishes to utilize its resources fully. In any given sector, in any given country, we can work out different production possibilities provided that the resources are fully utilized and technology remains more or less constant. So the topic we are going to study today is Production Possibility Frontier. In this video, we will study about the concept of Production Possibility Frontier, its assumptions, the Production Possibility Set, Production Possibility Schedule, the diagram, which is the Production Possibility Curve, and another related concept called Opportunity Cost. So, what is a production possibility curve? The production possibility curve is a curve showing alternative production possibilities of two goods, given that A, resources are fully utilized, and B, technique of production remains constant. It is also called production possibility frontier or transformation line. In order to derive the curve and to draw it, we have to have a set of assumptions first. And we assume that 1. All resources are fully and efficiently utilized, and 2. Technology remains constant. So, as I told you earlier when we were talking about the example that I gave you, we have to assume that all resources are fully and optimally utilized or efficiently utilized. And at that given point of time when we are carrying out production, we assume that production technology remains same or constant. Let us go on to the next slide. What is a production possibility set? Now when you see or hear the word set, I want you to keep in your mind the word collection. So what is a production possibility set? It is a collection of all possible combinations of two goods which can be produced, given that resources are fully utilized and technology remains constant. In the next slide, you will see this production possibility set, that is the collection of all possible combinations of two goods which can be produced, given that resources are fully utilized and technology remains constant, in the form of a table. So let me take you to the next slide. Here you have a table which shows you various combinations of two goods. We assume in our answer that we have two commodities or two goods to be produced, that is wheat and rice. We have combination A, wherein there are 100 lakh tons of wheat being produced, and so there is no resource left for the production of rice. Then you have combination B, wherein you use the resources available and produce 90 lakh tons of wheat along with 10 lakh tons of rice. The third combination C, wherein the resources are used to produce 70 lakh tons of wheat, and so whatever available resources are used for producing 20 lakh tons of rice. The fourth combination, 40 lakh tons of wheat, and the remaining resources which are available are fully utilized in the production of rice. And then if we use all the resources and produce only rice, then we get nothing of wheat. So this helps you to understand what we mean by full utilization of resources. In all these combinations A, B, C, D, E, the resources have been fully utilized. So for example, if I take the combination B, I have enough resource to produce 90 lakh tons of wheat along with 10 lakh tons of rice. I cannot produce 90 lakh tons of wheat and at the same time produce 20 lakh tons of rice. Let me take you to the next slide. This is a definition of the table we just saw. In the table we just looked at, it is a tabular representation of the production possibility set, and that we call it as production possibility schedule. So what is a production possibility schedule? It is a table showing different combinations of two goods, in our example wheat and rice, which can be produced when all resources are fully utilized and technology remains constant. So in the slide, we see a diagrammatic representation of the production possibility schedule or table. Here we see that wheat in lakh tons is represented on the y-axis or the vertical axis, and rice is represented on the horizontal axis or the x-axis. The first combination A shows us that with the given resources, 100 lakh tons of wheat can be produced, and there is nothing left of the resources to be able to produce any amount of rice. We see combination E, wherein all the resources are utilized for the production of rice, and so there are no resources left for the production of wheat. In both these instances, the resource has been fully utilized. The next combination is B, wherein 90 lakh tons of wheat can be produced, and at the same time, with a given amount of resources, 10 lakh tons of rice can be produced. If we want to produce 10 more lakh tons of rice and come to 20 lakh tons, then we have to give up from 90 lakh tons of wheat, we have to come down to 70 lakh tons of wheat. So we give up 20 lakh tons of wheat if we are to get 10 more lakh tons of rice. Same way, if we want to produce more rice, that is 30 lakh tons of rice, we have to come down from 70 lakh tons of wheat to 40 lakh tons of wheat. And at combination D, therefore, with the given resources, we get 40 lakh tons of wheat and 30 lakh tons of rice. Therefore, points A, B, C, D and E show us different production possibilities when all resources are fully used and technology is constant. All points on the production possibility curve or inside it are attainable combinations of output. Any point outside shows unattainable combinations because of insufficient resources. So if I take this point for example, wherein we have 80 lakh tons of wheat and 30 lakh tons of rice, it is totally unattainable because we don't have enough resources to give us this combination, that is 80 lakh tons of wheat and 30 lakh tons of rice. However, we have enough resources to be able to give us all these 5 combinations or possibilities. When we join all such points like this, which represent those combinations which are possible, what we derive is the production possibility curve. Therefore, this curve A, B, C, D, E is the production possibility curve. Here you see in the table, there are various possible uses of land. You can use land for the production of wheat, which gives a market value of production of rupees 5,000. The market value of production, if that land is used for the production of rice, is 4,000. If the same land is used in the production of maize, the market value would be 3,500. And if the land is used for the production of sugarcane, the market value of production is 6,000. So obviously, the market value of production of sugarcane is the one that the economy will choose. But in order to do so, the production of which commodity or good has been foregone or given up? Obviously, the production of wheat, which is the second best alternative use of that resource. So the opportunity cost of producing sugar cane is equal to the loss of output to the next best use of a resource, that is 5,000 in the production of wheat. So if I put it in this way, what is the opportunity cost of producing sugar cane? The opportunity cost of producing sugar cane is the value of production that would have been attained in the production of wheat, that is 5,000. So 5,000 is the opportunity cost of the production of sugarcane. That is the value of that alternative resource or use that has been given up. And so with this, we sum up with this topic, Introduction to Economics. Thank you.